what we're
saying.
Talking about. Cool. Okay.
Welcome everyone to the bunker in Downsview Park, Toronto, Ontario. I am the Derby Nerd here, joined by Captain Lou Albano. Captain Lou, welcome to the bunker.
Thank you, Derby Nerd. Very excited to be here for the first official WFTDA sanctioned bout for CN Power.
That's right. This is there have been some closed bouts held here in Downsview Park, but this is the first time that CN Power has hosted an officially sanctioned WFTDA bout at home. They're doing it, of course, against the Rock City Rockstars up from Rochester, New York.
And Rochester puts together a tough team, both teams coming in ranked number 17 in their respective regions. Rochester, of course, based in the east.
Yep.
CN Power based in the North Central region.
In the North Central, yeah. So this is a very intriguing matchup between the two 17th ranked teams. It'll be very important to see how true that ranking holds up. Recently, Rochester, you saw the game in Rochester, between Rock City and the Tri-City Thunder, who ranked 60.
I did see that game. Tri-City managed to beat Rock City in that game. It was Rock City's first official loss since they achieved full WFTDA status.
That's right.
And basically Tri-City pulled it out in the last 10 minutes of that game. So it was a tough game for both sides.
Yeah, Rock City, they're skating onto the track right now, as you can see, for their warm-up. They've already actually are 0-2 against Canadian teams so far in 2011. They faced Rideau Valley Vixens in an unsanctioned bout in January in Ottawa.
And we're getting the introductions of the Rock City All-Stars. Number 4, Sarah Doom. Number 8, Jackie Spades. Number 17, Roxy D. Sniper. Number 49, Faraday's Rage. Number 74, Goldie Fox. Number 120, Held on Impact. Number 213, Hailstorm. Number 321, Shocking Audrey. 714, Adina Scissorhands. 718, Natasha Musquasha. Had a very good job, did a very good job jamming against Tri-City.
It's a great name.
Number 800, Jojo Thrasher. Number 911, Ace of Clubs, one of the superstars on the Rock City All-Stars. 1852, Harriet Beat Your Ass. And number B9, Guar. And on their bench, they've got Gridiron as their manager and bench coaching, Emasculate them.
So again, the Rock City Rockstars ranked 17th in the WFTDA's Eastern region. Currently 0-1 on the WFTDA season. CN Power, on the other hand, is 1-0 after a slight upset over the 14th ranked Fort Wayne Bomb Squad in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And here is your home team, CN Power. Their first home bout of 2012. They're about to take the track. And there they are taking the track, the girls in pink. The Toronto Roller Derby All-Stars, CN Power. First home bout of 2012. They were on the road in Indiana a couple weeks ago. They actually played a couple games here in the bunker in the fall. Went 2-0 there. Number 2, Deffa Caitlin. Number 21, Dinah Hercha. Lady Gaga, co-captain of CN Power this year. Number 218, Brimstone, the other co-captain. Member of Team Canada as well. And number 23, Betty Bomber, skates for the Death Track Dolls here in Toronto. Mega Mouth and skates as Mega Boosh. Here in Toronto, you will hear the booze rain down on the Boosh. Number 27, Jubilee from the Death Track Dolls. And number 33, Bambi, picked up a lot of points against Fort Wayne. Number 5'10", Aston Martini, third-year skater now for the Gorgo Roller Girls. Toward veteran number 7, Rebel Rocket. She's been diversifying her game a bit, pivoting and jamming. Number L7, Tara Parts. Number 99, Pantyhose. She was a big impact player for CN Power last year in her breakout season with the team. Number 31, Bruceberry Pie, another second-year CN Power skater. And there is Santa Muerta, number 111. And finally, number 22, Mia Culprit. She was scheduled to make her return to CN Power tonight. Unfortunately, an injury to her on Tuesday night, 5 days before the bout, forcing her out of the lineup tonight. And on the bench, Sonic Doom and His Unholiness, the Reverend Ramirez.
I did see the photo evidence of Mia Culprit's injury on Facebook. It was pretty gruesome. She's all taped up and apparently may play in the second game tonight, but we won't be showing that one. We also have the Zebras for tonight. Head ref is Penny Whistler. We also have Refo Mao coming up from Rochester, Sidekick, and Walter Ego, also from Rochester, and from the Tord crew, Ref and Adorable, Parking Lot, and Bill Murray.
Bill Murray for Toronto Roller Derby fans, formerly known as Elvis Refsley. Once again, welcome back live to the Bunker and Downsview Park here in Toronto for a Tord TV production in conjunction with Canuck Derby TV of this WFTDA cross-region matchup between the CN Power and the Rock City Rockstars.
We're moments away from the first jam of the evening in the same location that the World Cup took place last December.
That's right.
I was speaking to Coach Gridiron from the Rock City All-Stars earlier this evening, and he said Rock City's very excited to be playing on the same track where Team USA beat Team Canada for the championship of the World Cup.
That was actually the first derby ever played on this particular track. Track number 1, it was called during the Roller Derby World Cup. So that was the inaugural event for this venue. So this is a big game again. Both these teams ranked 17th in their respective regions in the WFTDA. Head ref for the night, Penny Whistler, getting the skaters on the track. Jamming for CN Power will be number 2, Defa Caitlin.
And for Rock City, it looks to be Keldon Impact.
Pivoting out there is number 218, Brimstone. Her line mates, Pantyhoser, Dinah Herchett, and Bruceberry Pie for CN Power.
Rochester continues their unusual practice of never fielding a pivot during their games. They did this against Ottawa. They also did this against Tri-City a couple weeks ago. They do have Guar, Jackie Spade, Sarah Doom, and Goldie Fox out there, though.
And they are off. Both skaters looking to go to the outside.
Keldon Impact stuck at the back.
And Defa Caitlin at the front of the pack, but she's got 2 skaters from Rochester, but they have to let her go. Lee Jammer, CN Power,
slips through, gets out. Trailing Defa Caitlin by half a track.
CN Power doing a really good job now keeping those Rock City skaters at the back of the pack, trying to leave some points for Defa Caitlin. She's got one. She's entering the pack now and calling it as she goes.
That looks like a 2-0 jam to start off the game for the CN Power.
So 2-0 for Defa Caitlin. Good pack work by CN Power to feed her that point. She stole the other as she was calling it. Bambi out there now.
Natasha Musquasha looking to get some points for Rock City All-Stars.
Tara Part now leading the pack for CN Power with Betty Bomber, Jubilee, and Lady Gaga. Interesting, the no pivot strategy for Rochester.
I did not have a chance to ask Coach Gridiron about that, but I did notice it in the Ottawa game, and again, it showed up in the Tri-City game. Jammers hit the pack at full speed.
Nice back wall from Rochester. Slowed up Bambi, but she burst through on the outside to take a lead. No lead.
Looks like Rock City does pick up lead jammer status.
Rochester, yes, did pick up lead jammer.
Natasha Musquasha checks to her bench, calls it off. That jam's a wash.
And Bambi with some speed forcing that call. Rebel Rocket now, she has really been diversifying her game. It was in Naptown against Indianapolis in December when she had her first ever jam for the CN Power, and she's continued to wear the stars since that time.
Sure enough, she had some success against Fort Wayne as well a couple weekends ago. Shocking Audrey on the line for the Rock City All-Stars.
Still 4-4 in the packs for these two teams. Only one minor assessed thus far, and it is to Dinah Hercha.
Rock City drops back to form a wall.
CN Power takes a knee to force it. Sorry, that penalty to Jubilee. Rebel Rocket held down at the back of the pack now. Good one-on-one work by the Rock City blocker. Great defense by both teams in this first pass, and finally the Rock City Jammer is through.
Shocking Audrey pops out the front. Rebel Rocket almost out as well. Right behind her.
Rebel Rocket's got about 15 feet to make up on her right now. Gonna try and force this call. CN Power trying to move that pack. Doing a good job right now.
It's like Shocking Audrey trying to pick up some points. CN Power really racing it.
Looks like Dinah Hercha is being held back. They are telling her to call it, but it looks like she was late on the call. And a couple points for CN Power. 2-1. CN Power on that jam, stealing one.
2-1. Little late on the call off. She fell down. Hard to get her hands on her hips when that happens, and CN Power takes advantage.
Another jammer who made her debut in that bout against Naptown in the end of 2011 was Aston Martini, number 510. She had a big 15-point jam that night, and she is out there right now.
Number 911, Ace of Clubs on the line. Very tough jammer.
CN Power once again is going to force the call. They see that Rock City is setting up at the four wall at the back.
Ace of Clubs feeds Aston Martini to her wall.
Tries to take the outside. CN Power kind of giving up the back wall there, and it worked for Rock City. But Aston Martini is out. A minor elbow on the pass.
Ace of Clubs has about a quarter track.
CN Power, though, has the front of the pack, and they're going to try and push this pace. Jubilee now being held back by getting recycled well by the water-falling Rock City blockers.
Rock City trying to pick their jammer up a couple points. Calls it.
A nice jam by Rock City there, really controlling defense from the back of the pack.
Looks like they had everything firing on all cylinders there. 4-0 for Rock City on that one. And they take a lead. 5-4 early in the game, 25 minutes in.
Yeah, 5-4. It's a tight one for the start. Almost 5 minutes in. We've got our first jammer line start. And I noticed this Rock City likes to start at the line, but they like to stand and force the other team to take the knee.
Puts the other team a bit more at a disadvantage by doing that.
Really tight scrum start now. Both jammers pushing at walls in the back, each trying to take the inside.
Keldon Impact, the jammer for Rock City, trying to fight her way through. Gets hung up at the back.
Both jammers being held nicely right now. We are halfway through the pack, and both jammers being recycled. Good waterfalling by both teams.
Keldon Impact on the outside, looking to break free. Only Bruceberry to beat.
Oh, and Bruceberry couldn't keep her feet, but nonetheless bought her enough time that the pack was able to recycle. And it looks like no jammer's been called lead yet.
Keldon Impact through, getting lead jammer status. Deva Gaitlin right behind her.
So this one is as tight as we expected, and every jam is being fought tooth and nail right now. A lot of Rock City skaters at the back of the pack. CN Power doing a good job pacing. And they forced the call.
Rock City forced the call off. 0-0 for that jam. Rock City with a blocker in the box. So we're going to have a 4-3 pack advantage for CN Power at the beginning of this jam.
First penalty at about 6 minutes in. 5-4 Rock City leading right now. Let's see what CN Power can do with this pack advantage.
Bambi versus Natasha Musquasha.
Tara Part leading the full CN Power pack right now. CN Power takes a knee to get things started.
Rock City drops to the back, forms up a 3-wall.
Oh, and Bambi slips through that wall nicely, and she is your lead jammer.
Absolutely slices through that wall.
So that time Rock City did take the back, but CN Power able to control the jam nicely from the run. And Jubilee with a big hit and a major cut.
That is a major cut. That's going to be a power jam with Bambi on the track, not what Rock City wants.
A really nice momentum hit from Jubilee, number 27 of CN Power, forcing that cut.
CN Power pack looking to slow everything down.
Grand Slam being called for Bambi.
Some vigorous contact going on in the pack.
Bambi through easily on the outside. Crowd now into this one as CN Power's got a dead pack on this power jam, exactly what they were looking for. And now they've got the skaters split.
Bambi showing that incredible agility that she has, staying on 1 foot, making her way through the pack.
She took a couple big hits there, though. She's going to have to watch those hits build up over time. Oh, and evades the hit nicely.
That's 20 points on this power jam so far.
And 48 seconds remaining. Bambi is flying. And
Rock City accumulating penalties in the pack right now.
And Rock City attempting to play defense from the back. They cannot break the CN Power wall. With a 4-3 advantage, it's big for CN Power right now.
Adina Scissorhands being sent off.
Jammer's back on now, absorbing some hits and fighting her way through the pack nicely.
And Bambi calls it off. Huge power jam for Toronto.
25 points.
25 points.
Wow, that's blew that game wide open now. 29-5, 8 minutes in to the first half here.
In Toronto, CN Power maintaining their discipline. I don't believe they've had a penalty yet this period.
They have not. They do get a Jubilee right now sitting on 3 minors. The only player in penalty trouble at all.
Roxy D Sniper heading to the box as well. So Rock City starting with only 2 blockers.
So 4-2 pack advantage and easily handled by CN Power. Dinah Hercha with a nice
Shocking
block.
Audrey stuck at the back. Rebel Rocket firing on all cylinders, coming around to our scoring pass.
Noticing CN Power broadening their jammer rotation tonight, going with 4 jammers it looks like.
Rebel on her scoring pass, blows through, no problem at all. 5 solid points. That's a grand slam.
And Bruceberry Pie right now is going 1-on-1 against the Rock City Jammer, and she is having her way the back of that pack.
Shocking Audrey not getting a lot of pack support, being a short pack for Rock City.
And Bruceberry being called now for a direction of gameplay major. She is in the box.
Another
First
solid
penalty.
5 points for Rebel Rocket.
And this is some amazing pack work right now by Brimstone, Dinah Hercha. Pantyhose are just owning this Rock City Jammer on this jam. This is natural grand slams being racked up by Rebel Rocket right now.
Brimstone for a moment there was holding back all of the blockers and the jammer from Rock City. Rebel Rocket heading through for another scoring pass, calls it off for another solid 4 points. 14 points, not on a power jam.
Wow, CN Power and 2 jams really taking control of this bout. Adina Scissorhands coming in just at the end of that so that there will be 3 Rock City blockers on for this jam. But 43-5 now, 10 minutes in. It was a tight start in those 2 jams, power jam and then a dominant performance by the pack from CN Power.
CN Power showing the explosive offense they have on their team and showing that their defense has improved immensely this season. Looks like we have an official timeout.
Yeah. Rock City went out and said something to the officials, so maybe a review is being done. Wow, this is an exciting start. Fans are really getting into it after those 2 jams for CN Power.
Looks whatever the deal was, it's all taken care of quickly, and we're going to have a jammer line start.
Jubilee being called off there. CN Power does
Martini.
have one in the back. She is sitting on 3 minors, so you don't want to take that risk.
Aston Martini versus Ace of Clubs.
And Ace of Clubs
fighting her way to the front and through. Lead jammer.
So Rock City, it seems like they enjoy playing at the back of that pack, and whenever they can really securely take the back, they're being very successful on this first pass. Aston Martini being recycled well, finally through.
That was a nice hip uniform whip by Aston Martini to pull herself through on the outside, getting out of the pack. Ace of Clubs on her scoring pass. Pops out the front, looks for a coach signal, calls it off, and that is 4 points for Rock City, looking to pull their way back into this game.
43-9, 11 minutes into the first half here.
Lots of time in this game. Again, against Tri-City, they were down by 40 to 50 points with about 20 minutes into the first half and clawed their way back to a lead within 10 minutes of the second half. So Rock City is very good.
I wasn't there, didn't get to see the game, but I actually have to say that the Twitter feed was actually very exciting for that bout. That's the kind of bout it was.
It's always nice to at least have a Twitter feed at a game. Killed on impact, caught up on the CN Power wall, and that looks like Bambi rocketing through.
Skipping through on the outside, Bambi, the agile jammer, skates with the Gorgo Roller Girls here in Toronto.
Killed on impact, racing on the outside, picked off by Brim.
Santa Muerta looking for a big hit.
Brim and Pantyhose are held up, killed on impact for a bit, but she managed to slip through. Bambi picking up all the points.
Bambi's through, takes a look, and decides to call it. 4 more points for CN Power. 47-9 now for CN Power.
Again, lots of time left in this game. Rock City looking to calm their bench down. They've got a full crew back on the track, and they need to make sure that the game doesn't get too far away from them.
Jammer line start again now. CN Power, though, this time looks like they're not out, and they're forcing Rock City to take the knee. CN Power looked like they weren't going to play that game anymore.
Natasha Musquasha versus Defa Caitlin.
And Rock City again gets set on the back.
And Natasha pops through the CN Power wall, picks up lead jammer.
Natasha Musquasha.
Defa Caitlin right behind her.
CN Power very nicely now taking the front of the pack. They're going to try and pace this, keep their points out of the way, and buy some time for Defa Caitlin. Here goes Rock City making their move.
CN Power playing a very intelligent pack control game at the moment.
Oh, and Bomber trying to straddle. Fell out and gave up her point, but maybe just one on that for Rock City. 1-1 is the call.
1 point each.
Good point saving by the rest of the CN Power blockers. Aston Martini with a nice block on the inside. Save her point.
Rock City obviously getting a bit frustrated with the fact that they've achieved lead jammer status multiple times during this game, yet have come away with almost no points or given up more points to CN Power.
Yeah, the opening passes have been about even so far for this game, but CN Power has just taken better advantage of their lead jammer status.
Shocking Audrey and Bambi on the line.
CN Power now sending one jammer black to play a little defense. Maybe this to break up that back ball by Rochester.
Looking to achieve the second whistle while having control of the back of the pack.
Mega's waiting, and there it is. And now all 4 CN Power blockers taking the back. Bambi looks to the inside, jukes outside. Oh, absorbs a hit nicely, stays in bounds somehow.
And the front of the Rochester pack gets called out of play. Bath to let Bambi go. She's lead jammer.
Bambi is very deceptive in her toughness. She is not a big skater. She doesn't hit hard, but she can take a hit.
Shocking Audrey has made her pass through and is on her scoring pass, but Bambi's picking up points rapidly.
Bambi better take a look right now. Here comes the Rock City Jammer, and she calls it just in time. And picked up 2.
And held Rochester to 0. So Rock City having a little trouble getting points on the board, 50-10 at the moment.
Just about midway through the first half of this CN Power Rock City Rockstars bout here live on Canuck Derby TV, a Tor TV production. I'm the Derby Nerd here with Captain Lou Albamo.
And this jam's going to start with Ace of Clubs on the line and Dinah Hercha.
Dinah Hercha's first jam of the night for CN Power and is a jammer line start. And Dinah Hercha fights her way through. She is a very physical jammer.
Ace of Clubs powers away on the outside, manages to pick up lead jammer.
Dinah Hercha getting recycled to the back now and trying to fight her way through. She makes it. And here comes the Rock City Jammer now, 9-11 looking to score.
Ace of Clubs looking to pick up points. CN Power racing ahead. They've got one blocker in the box.
CN Power doing a nice job right now, controlling the pace, saving their points, but will they have enough time? They've got to let her glow.
And a quick call off by Ace of Clubs gets them 3 points. 3 points for the Rock City All-Stars, nothing for CN Power. Score is 50-13 with 14 minutes left.
Ace of clubs, a very smart skater for Rock City. Rock City really favors this jammer line start. I think CN Power is generally okay with that.
Yeah, from what I understand, CN Power is happy to start it up at the pivot line, but if you're going to take it to the jammer line, they're more than happy to do it. Keldon Impact versus Defa Caitlin, but we're going to have a timeout for CN Power.
Captain Santamare doing a little dancing at the front of the pack there for CN Power. So it's actually it's not that busy a weekend in the WFTDA, but for CN Power, they're keeping their eyes on a couple key matchups in the North Central region. The number 10 ranked Mad Rollin' Dolls, who've been kind of taking a pretty heavy stumble down the rankings, are facing off against arch rival, who've been on the up and up on the rankings.
That's correct. I think a lot of teams have their eyes on Madison this weekend with the hopes that that number 10 spot will be open when North Central Regionals come around.
That's right. That's right. And Ohio Roller Girls right ahead of them at number 9, who've replaced Mad Rollin' Dolls, one of the teams that jumped ahead of them, are going to be defending that number 9 against the Bleeding Heartland Roller Girls, who are 13th in the North Central.
Again, that should be a very interesting matchup. Bleeding Heartland showed a lot of improvement last year, as did Ohio. Ohio making it to the North Central Regionals and moving up a slot. I've seen Ohio play. They're a tough team, and I know they're coming up to Canada in May to play both the Tri-City Thunder and the CN Power. So
That's right.
They'll have a tough schedule there, but they will have two hungry teams.
And they're also bringing their B team up, and that'll be the debut bout by the Bay Street Bruisers, the Toronto Roller Derby's B team.
Be very exciting to see the Derby Nerd coaching the Bay City Bruisers.
Yes, the return of the Bruisers. And of course, we're going to get things underway here. We'll get back to the North Central updates a little later. There's one more bout we can talk about. Everything's settled here.
Keldon Impact and Defa Caitlin still with the jammer panties on their head.
Rock City taking the knee again. I have to say that Rock City, for the most part, has been winning these jammer line battles. Oh, but Caitlin sees an inside line, and she takes it.
A really quick move by Defa Caitlin, popping her free, getting lead jammer. Keldon Impact following her. She's got about a third of a track to catch up.
Keldon Impact chasing hard.
Again, CN Power showing brilliant pack control, managing to hold back enough blockers so that they can pick up the points. Three solid points for Defa Caitlin.
Now, one other update I do want to slip in there here, though. As soon as you're done watching this bout on Canuck Derby TV, you should flip over to the Derby News Network and watch Montreal's New Skids on the Block take on the Minnesota All-Stars in what is probably the marquee matchup of the weekend.
It is going to be an amazing game. Montreal, top team in Canada, ranked 6th in the East, versus Minnesota, an amazing team, ranked number 2 in the North Central. So, kind of a dream matchup.
Bambi is taking her intentional fourth minor here, cougaring or poodling, whatever you like to call it, wherever you're watching from. She's taking her fourth minor. The jammer trying to clear the board.
Dinah Hercha and Keldon Impact on the line. No, sorry, that's Natasha Misquasha.
Misquasha with the lead, but Dinah Hercha about 10 feet back is trying to chase her down.
Rock City trying to find some points for their jammer, but it's going to be difficult.
And they're looking to slow down this pack, and now they're looking to get one. They've got at least one.
And again, a little slow on the call off. I think points on both sides, 2-2 for that jam. No advantage either team. But CN Power's got to be pretty happy when they can keep it a wash during a jam when they don't have lead jammer.
Yeah, they've been doing a really good job of making sure their jammers are getting out not too far behind the Rock City jammer when they are losing lead. 12 minutes remaining now, 55-15. It's a 40-point lead for the home team, CN Power in pink.
It's Shocking Audrey versus Defa Caitlin. Defa Caitlin a high rotation at the moment.
And another quick scrum start. Defa Caitlin now.
Shocking Audrey getting destroyed on the inside by the CN blockers.
No lead jammer for Defa Caitlin. She's getting a back block minor on that pass, so Rock City now going to try to get their jammer through.
They can save points if they can just pop her out the front.
Oh, and she is through, and she's your lead jammer.
And realizes she has lead jammer status, calls it off quickly, saves her team some points.
Just in time.
It's all very important to have track awareness, coach awareness, jammer awareness whenever you are out there, because you never know, even if you're out second, you may have lead jammer.
That's right. So CN Power taking the knee, and I have a feeling we're going to see jammer line love all for the rest of this half. Neither team seems willing to give up the back of the pack right now.
I think Rock City was not happy with the way the pivot line was working out for them. Ace of Clubs bashing her way through, getting lead jammer.
Ace of Clubs through again. Dinah Hercha now trying to fight her way through the back. Sometimes she'll just skate into hits as opposed to getting around them.
She absolutely went over. Harriet beat her ass and popped out the front. Ace of Clubs picking up points.
Oh!
No call on the crash through the wall.
Wow, Betty Bomber now with a big hit.
And a late call off by Ace of Clubs after she goes down. 4-3 for Rock City on that one.
A Betty Bomber getting a major for that hit. I didn't see what the call was, but it was a hit that ended up scoring 3 points for CN Power, so maybe that penalty might have been worth the trade-off.
3 points can be worth it. Yeah. It looks like we've got a timeout call for the Rock City All-Stars. Reorganization, 58-19.
Now the one thing we can't see is the penalty box, but Bambi is out, so it is just Betty Bomber right now in the box for CN Power.
I think that is the only person there.
So again,
going back to the North Central region, we also have a matchup between Kalamazoo and Neo.
Right, there's that Northeast Ohio roller girls.
Northeast Ohio.
So some of the
Kalamazoo ranked 20th, Neo ranked 23rd. So both teams looking to either keep their ranking or move up. Neo's had an interesting year so far, and Kalamazoo has had some tough games against both CN Power and Tri-City last year. So.
Yeah, Canadian fans definitely familiar with Kalamazoo, but yeah, they haven't had much luck in Canada. Now there's Rock City, and they're trying to turn that around tonight. Right now, though, they're still down by about 40 points with 10 minutes left. That's really not much.
No, that's a couple jams. That's well within the margin.
CN Power's jammers have been, well, not clean necessarily, but no majors incurred. Bambi has already had to take that intentional minor to clear her board.
And we're looking at Killed on impact and Bambi on the jammer line. Actually, everybody's kind of on the jammer line. The blockers are all hanging out there as well. Goldie Fox facing backwards.
Rock City taking the knee to force the call.
Killed on impact moving on the outside.
Bambi being held there now, trapped between two, but she skitters her way through for the lead jam. Oh no, sorry. He was raising his hand to indicate a forearm penalty.
Forearm minor. Killed on impact pops through and manages to get out before Bambi can score any points. Another jam saved.
So another lead jammer for Rock City. After the Tor jammer had already been through, that means 2 penalties now for Bambi. Oh, no, sorry. Just the one.
And shocking Audrey versus Defa Caitlin.
4-3 pack advantage for Rock City now. Defa Caitlin going to try and get through this 4-wall of black at the back. She fights her way through. Lead jammer quickly.
Looks like CN Power has figured out the wall and the jammer line fairly well, consistently getting lead jammer, or at least getting the jammer out first. Defa Caitlin looking to pick up some points.
Shock and Audrey, though, also approaching. Caitlin's going to have to be, and she does call it.
A quick call off for Defa Caitlin. No points for Rock City, 3 points for CN Power, increasing their lead to 61-19 with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half.
Defa Caitlin led CN Power in scoring last year, averaging almost 49 points a game in the first through 12 games in the WFTDA. Or not, sorry, that's all games, not just the WFTDA.
She's definitely a jammer to watch out for any American teams who are going to have to face the maple syrup wave coming from the north of the border. Bambi trying to force her way through against Natasha Misquasha.
Misquasha very physical right off the jam line. She really likes to give it to the jammers.
She's got a lot of hips, a lot of shoulders. She's coming up against Bruceberry Pie and manages to pop out the front. She has lead jammer. And Bambi's right behind her. She got a quarter lap.
Nice block by Pantyhose for CN Power to make sure Bambi could get through and try and force this call.
CN Power protecting their points at the front of the pack. Natasha Musquasha looking to pick it up.
Rock City makes their move. And she'll get 2 at least out of that. 2 points.
2-0.
CN Power now occupying that jam line first. They're racing out there to take it now. I think they've noticed that Rock City really seems to thrive on playing in the back there and really like it. So
if you're going to be on the jammer line, you might as well be right on the jammer line. Ace of clubs.
Against Dinah Hertja, CN Power.
Ace, a very physical jammer. And smashing through the CN Power walls.
Oh, and Asa almost through on the outside, but Tara Park closes the door very quickly.
That's going to be out of play at the front. Dinah Hertja popping through.
She is your lead jammer.
Ace of clubs is through as well, but Dinah Hertja is already in the pack and scoring points.
And CN Power has 1 trapped, and she is through and calls it for 4.
Solid 4-0 jam for Dinah Hertja.
65 now, 21, 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half. 65-21 for CN Power in pink, the home team here at the bunker, Toronto. This is the first of a doubleheader tonight. But you'll have to come to catch the second game. It will not be broadcast live.
The Death Track Dolls versus the Smoke City Betties, going to be a very exciting home team bout.
First games of the season for those 2 teams. And we are off. Defa Caitlin.
And Keldon Impact. Keldon Impact trying to get through on the outside.
Good walls by both teams on that start. Nice defense. Both teams now holding the jammers in.
That's Defa Caitlin getting lead jammer. Keldon Impact still.
CN Power doing a nice job with some defense from the back of the back. Oh, Pantyhose.
Big hit and manages to pick off Keld.
Nice sweeping hip check by Pantyhose. Does it again. Pantyhose. Couple nice hits.
And Megamouth going to the box. Defa Caitlin picking up points. Keldon Impact not out yet.
Defa Caitlin is going to force those. They're really good job at bridging Rock City, but had to let her go eventually.
Picked up a solid 4 points. It was 1 no point, no pass. Keldon Impact still stuck in the pack.
And running into her own skater there, unfortunately, at the back. Doom, number 4 in black. Here comes Defa Caitlin with another scoring pass. Makes a nice deke around Doom at the back. Oh, and Bruceberry Pie with a nice block to clear a lane.
Keldon Impact looking a little reluctant to engage the CN Power jammers right now.
Dusty calls and kind of wonders if she should have, but 4 minutes left. There's a lot, full second half left. You should be conserving some energy, maybe. Maybe just a momentary lapse, though, as well.
It happens. It's like Shocking Audrey versus Bambi. Got a 3-on-4 pack advantage for the Rock City All-Stars.
Rock City getting to that jammer line first now. Let's see what Tara Park, Jubilee, and Lady Gaga can do in the front.
Shocking Audrey trying to get through at the front.
Both jammers able to go through on the outside.
Jubilee. Jammer. Shocking Audrey right on her tail. Looks like she's going to waste some time.
Jubilee with a nice job just holding up Shocking Audrey long enough to let Bambi get through and take lead. Little defense now from Bambi.
Bambi slowing things down until she's told to call it off by her bench, wasting another couple seconds on the clock.
I think they freed Mega Bush and were happy with that and decided to call it off. They now will have a 4-3 pack advantage on this jam.
3.5 minutes left in the first half. 72-21 for CN Power. Rebel Rocket on the line against Natasha Musquasha.
The lead has increased now to 51 points for CN Power.
It's still well within reach, but Rock City's going to have to do something.
Rock City Jammer getting through first, but she's being held by a front wall. That is Musquasha. She seems to thrive in that physical play.
Rebel Rocket through the front, lead jammer status. Natasha Musquasha looking to get out and chase her down.
Oh, and Hoser with another devastating hit.
And another big hit by Bruceberry Pie.
But Musquasha right back up. Credit to her, taking 2 hits from 2 big hitters, and look at that. She gets through the front of the pack.
Rebel Rocket picks up all the points. 4-0 Jam. And we have an official timeout.
CN Power Bench is now imploring a replay on that hit. We've got the bout of being boutcast on the wall right now, so the fans can watch the game, and they can also see what you at home are watching.
Looks like the coaches are being brought in for a discussion with head ref Penny Whistler.
Seems like they're talking about the jammer calls, and the refs want maybe the jammers to be a little more emphatic when they're making their calls.
Make sure that they're tapping their hips twice, not the single tap, not the half tap.
And His Unholiness, the Reverend Ramirez, going out to tell Aston Martini to make sure she's very visible with her call. So 76-21, 2.5 minutes left in the first half.
Looks like this official timeout is over, and we're going to get the jam underway. Aston Martini versus Ace of Clubs. Ace of Clubs always confuses me with Jackie Spades.
The song Ace of Spades, comes to my mind. 4-3 pack advantage still for CN Power. They're taking the knee to get this thing going quickly.
Ace of Clubs very physical, coming up against a tough CN Power wall. Aston Martini pushing through the front, 1 to beat. And she is not lead jammer. Another forearm minor. Ace of Clubs through the front, lead jammer. Calls it off. No points given. It was close.
It was close. Lady Gaga doing a really good job of holding that one Rock City skater way back, but couldn't quite pull it off.
We're under the 2-minute mark for the first half. This could be the last jam of the first half. Keldon Impact versus Bambi. 76-21 for the CN Power. Bit of a mixed bag on the line. Bruceberry occupying the jammer line with Rock City.
Lady Gaga being sent to the box. It looks like CN Power is going to have to pull off one of those skaters.
And Rock City has one in the box as well.
And they're calling Bruceberry off. Some confusion at the start line. Pantyhose was behind the jammers, talking to Bambi. Oh, and Hoser, well, it almost worked, but Bambi fell. Looked like they'd had some kind of plan worked out there.
But Bambi's still looking, get out first. Keldon Impact getting drawn to the back of the pack again. And Bambi is through.
No lead jammer. Again, a forearm call.
Another forearm.
On that. Oh, no, sorry,
That looks like a multiplayer block. Fair enough. I'm not sure how you actually don't get lead jammer status on a multiplayer block when you're the only person at the front of the pack, but it can happen, I suppose.
Yeah, well, yes.
Anyways, Bambi is picking up points.
Natural grand slam.
Impact still stuck in the back of the pack, having a tough time of it. Her last jam out there, she got beat up pretty badly, so finally gets out, gets lead jammer, calls it off, but not before Bambi has racked up some points. And we have a cut major on Dinah Hershey, who is playing as a blocker out there.
I saw Refomau there. I thought gesturing. I was wondering why he was gesturing so large, obviously, to alert Dinah Hershey of her penalty.
Well, this will be the last jam of the half. Shocking Audrey versus Defa Caitlin. Rock City on the jammer line, and they're up. Defa Caitlin trying to push Shocking Audrey out of bounds.
Big 4-2 pack advantage right now for Rock City. Betty Bomber, though, and Tara Park doing a good job all alone. And Betty Bomber doing a nice job.
Shocking Audrey stretches that line out front, manages to get lead jammer status. Defa Caitlin only 1 to beat to get out herself. So a chance to end the half.
Shocking Audrey, a very tall, tough jammer, and she is making up a lot of track time right now. Oh, and powers through that hit. Stays on the knee and calls it. Nice job.
Shocking Audrey calls it off with 2 points. Nothing for CN Power. That is the end of the first half. Looks like 81-23 for CN Power. A fairly sizable lead given the way the game has been going so far, but not insurmountable.
Yeah, 40 points. That's 2 good power jams. CN Power's done a really good job of keeping their jammers out of the penalty box and staying out of the penalty box in general. That seems to be the difference right now.
It's nice to see CN Power doing well. Montreal has had great success at the WFTDA level. We've got a whole bunch of teams coming up from the Canadian side of the border. Both Tri-City and CN Power and Terminal City out west have all had great seasons so far.
Terminal City 3-0.
3-0. We haven't seen Hammer City play at all this season, but we'll have to see if they sort of had a rebuilding year last year. But we'll have to see how they do. And we have some other teams going through the WFTDA apprentice status at the moment. So once they get through, it'll be nice to see a couple more Canadian teams to give it to the Americans whenever they can.
That's right, and actually tune into Canuck Derby TV in a few weeks' time to see a lot of those teams play. 4 of those Canadian WFTDA affiliated teams will be playing here at the Quad City Chaos at the Bunker, Downsview Park. Captain Lou will be here. Nerd will be here.
All going to be very exciting. We're going to have CN Power, Tri-City having the rubber match. Tri-City won the first game a couple years ago.
2010, yep.
At the last Quad City, CN Power got the best of Tri-City. And so it's kind of the rubber match at Quad City this year to see who can come out on top. And on top of that, the new skids on the block out of Montreal will not be coming to Quad City this year.
Not to defend their title, which they've held 2 years in a row.
So the Rideau Valley Roller Vixens will be here.
Yes.
They were here last year as well. And Hammer City will be making a reappearance. But really, I think most pundits kind of put the championship on the line between Tri-City and toward CN Power.
And I have it on good authority that that will be the marquee bout on Saturday nights. So if you're planning your viewing schedule, Sonic Doom coming over to the booth now to get some high fives.
Did a fine job on the bench for the first half with CN Power, going back to the dressing room to tell his ladies what they did right, which is apparently a lot since they're winning 81-23.
And I think we are going to call it now for the half. We will be back in about 17 minutes time for the second half. It is 81-23. CN Power at the lead right now for the Tort TV crew. Captain Lou Alabama, I'm the Derby Nerd. We'll be back in 17 minutes.